Hello, everyone. Happy October 31st. And yeah, welcome to my 124th live stream. I hope you all are having a great day. And yeah, hopefully the stream, works tonight. Because, yeah, streams and me, we have a very bad luck. But if you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know in the chat. I will read them, all your questions. Oh, hello, Joshua. Hi, Brian. It's good to see you, Josh. Unfortunately, because it is Halloween, there are a lot of people that cannot be here on the stream. Because a lot of people have other stuff, but hey, that's fine. So what did I think about this episode? I'm gonna say it was decent. You know what I mean? Like, if for an episode, it's, like by itself, like it's decent, maybe good if I'm in a good mood. Like I need some more time to think about it. Oh yeah, Joshua, you said you started early before 8. Yeah, I decided to start 5 minutes sooner because a lot of my streams have been like 5 minutes. I start like 5 minutes after, because I had this issue with broadcasting, like clicking on the broadcast stream button, because it was out of view, and yeah, so like I decided to start 5 minutes sooner this time. Yeah, so let me, so Joshua, if you've seen the episode, let me know what you thought, but I thought it was a decent episode, you know what I mean? There was some things I actually did like in the episode, like, I will point that out, but there are some grievances I have that I guess, like, I'll just, like, get them off the bat. One is, once again, we get no CRM connection, no CRM reveal, and still we don't really get an Oceanside reveal, I would say. We do get Luke saying what happens to Oceanside, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me either. I don't know, it's just a little bit, weird, I guess you can say, but yeah. I don't know, like, that part was just weird, how he's like, yeah, Oceanside got taken over, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, how? Like, I mean, yeah, we saw that in 11B, but Lance flipped a coin, like, deciding whether or not to kill them, right? So how, I don't know, that's just kind of weird, but yeah, okay, so anyways, we are going to talk about this episode. So, what I liked and didn't like, this episode was kind of a Negan-focused episode, and I did like some things we got in the episode. It started with Negan, they're in the railroad, working, and you have, we get to see Jerry's wife again, we get to see Princess, we get to see, Magna, and I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted. I'm like, because realistically, if all of our survivors were taken by the Commonwealth, realistically, then, they should have we should have seen them all at the work camp, not only half of them. So I'm glad we're seeing, like, some more of the characters. Still don't get where Virgil and Scott are. Like, honestly, guys, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. What am I saying? It's funny, a lot of people have been complaining that there hasn't been a lot of deaths in The Walking Dead, but it's like, oh no, they killed, it's like, I think they killed off Scott and Virgil off screen, but yeah. Hey, Walker Dead. Thanks for coming. I like the scene where Negan and Annie were on their knees about to get shot. I did too, Joshua. It's just that I wasn't scared for Negan because I was like, oh, spin-off. You know what I mean? So that part is AMC's fault. Like, the fact that I didn't have tension for Negan, that was on AMC. You know what I mean? Joshua says, do you think episode 21 and 22 are the best episodes of 11C? I don't know, Joshua. That is a good question. 21 was pretty good. 22, though, no. 22, definitely not. I really enjoyed 18, I think. I think I enjoyed 18 and 21. I think that's, like, those are the best episodes in 11C. And the thing is, they're good, I guess. Like, they're all, you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of good, but, like, yeah, I would say they're good, but, like, they're not, like, amazing, you know what I mean? Joshua says, even if the scene didn't have tension, it was still an amazing scene. Yeah, I know, Joshua, exactly. It's just that what I mean is, still, like, the scene isn't the same, though, because AMC spoiled it for the fans that Negan survived. So, you know what I mean? It kind of hurts the enjoyment, you know what I mean? Like, if AMC wanted us to be afraid for Negan, like, they failed on that way because they spoiled he survived. You know what I'm saying? But I still think the scene's well done. It's just that AMC ruined it by saying Negan survived. So yeah. You have Negan talking to the soldier, and, he just says he wants to work more for Annie and all that, because she's pregnant, and you have him getting knocked down. Also, another thing with this episode, Negan is a punching bag. When was the last time Negan killed somebody? Do you guys know? I feel like Negan hasn't killed a person in, like, a very long time. 2 episodes left of the Walking Dead TV series ever, and there's still no CRM connection, nor mention. Yeah, I know Walker Dead. It's very frustrating because here's one of my biggest... Okay, and I'm going to talk about it. Hey, Epic. 1 second, Epic. Okay, yeah, so Walker Dead. This is one of my biggest problems with the episode. And AMC kind of shot themselves in the foot with this one. It turns out Tyler Davis is alive. It turns out he was here in... turns out he was in the... we see him this episode in the Alexandria work camp. And it turns out he's apparently been here this whole time. And that part, like, I just feel like is a major plot hole. It makes no sense. Because there's just no way. And also, it's like, I thought he was given to the CRM. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I just feel like that's a retcon, what they did. Joshua says, yes, he killed Alpha. Yeah, I know, Joshua, but that was like a season ago, like a season and a half ago, so it kind of just feels like it's been like forever, you know what I mean? Like, that was a season ago. Walking Dead, characters supposed to kill constantly. Walker Dead says, remember when Negan killed that Commonwealth soldier back in season 11B? Oh, yeah, that's true. But, like, he didn't get to kill the warden this episode, so I'm just like, it's like, I don't know, I was kind of hoping he would, so,
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead, Epic.
Like, in episode 21, do you think that Maggie seeing that Walker child was supposed to be, like, symbolism or something?
Yeah, they were trying to, I don't know how she never came across a zombie child before, but what they were trying to imply with that scene is because Maggie is a mother, it's different with a child zombie, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. It's just different. And, like, the worst case scenario, she's thinking about what if that could be Herschel? Like, that is the worst possible thing that could happen to her. And Herschel, it's like, what if he becomes a walker? Like that. Like, she would not be able to put him down, kind of thing. Yeah, so some more things I did like. We finally got to see Luke and Jules. Finally, I knew if anyone from Oceanside was going to survive, it would be those two. I knew it. And finally, we got to see Dan Fogler return after 2 years. Dang, crazy. Finally, after 2 years of waiting, the fans, Luke is finally back in The Walking Dead. I mean, gosh, man, 2 years.
Where's he been all this time?
I don't know, Epic. They said Oceanside, but then it's like they went to Oceanside, but then, we find out that he was on a supply run with Jules when the Commonwealth went to Oceanside, so that's why we didn't see him. So it's just kind of convenient. Let's see, Walker Dead says, by the way, where is Dog, Scott, and Barbara? Great question, Walker Dead. First off, Dog, no idea. He's probably at the Commonwealth. Scott, I believe they killed him off screen this episode. Yeah. And Barbara, I have no idea. Joshua, are you happy they are back? Yes, because I was afraid The Walking Dead was not going to show Luke and Jules until the final episode. And I'm glad we get to see him finally again. Because, like, even though I don't believe Luke's explanation, you know what I mean? Like, the whole, oh, I was gone for 2 years and this and that, and I was at Oceanside, but then we went on a supply run, and then, also, he somehow doesn't know about the Commonwealth. He's like, these guys in white suits came and took over, and I'm like, wait, how do you not know about the Commonwealth? Like, did Rachel not tell him that, hey, like, Maggie and Aaron, they're talking about this alliance? Like, that part's a little bit weird to me. Let's see, Walker Dead says Luke is back for the final 3 episodes of the Walking Dead main show. Yes, he is back. And we still have missing characters, though, Walker Dead. We still have a lot of missing characters. Luke is back after the season.
Technically final 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, he was in this, but like technically, it's like yeah,
Mm.
he's in the last three episodes of the Walking Dead main show. Yeah, and he's been gone for like a season and a half. Like this is just actually, if you think about it, no, if you think about it, it's been like 2 seasons because there was 10C and then 11A, 11B, and then most of 11C. So if you think about it, it's kind of like 2 seasons. Yeah, yeah, Luca's been gone for like 2 whole seasons if you think about it. What do you mean 2 years? Wait, what do you mean 2 years? Episode 10 was back in 2022. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, Joshua. 2020 was 2 years ago, you know? It's 2022. Yeah, so, you know, the characters, like Lydia and them, they talk, and stuff, like,
Well, technically, we're pretty much at the end of 2022.
yeah, we haven't seen Luke in 2 years, like, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this year's almost over.
Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, yeah, so then we get the court scene, and, yeah, so then we get the court scene, and this part. Okay, so my main problem with the court scene, and I saw you know, Hobo Ducks review this episode, and he has said the same thing. He really hates that the trial is in the train station, and I absolutely agree. Visually, that's stupid. That the you know, the trial, the court case, is being held in the train station, because we see this set like 10 times. We've seen this set like 10 times this season, so it just feels like, come on, AMC, really, you're gonna be that cheap? But here's the thing, but the actors still did a great job, and I'm so glad they didn't have Pamela be the judge, because I would have hated that so much. I would have been like, wow, AMC, could you really not get a judge like for this role? But I'm glad they didn't do that. Like, they actually had, you know, they actually hired an actor or actress, you know, for that role, and they kind of tried to do a lawyer scene. It still looks stupid because it's in the train station, but in terms of like how they were trying to do the law in a court case, I think they did a good job with that. So I will say the show did that pretty well, and I did like how Pamela was trying to be like, you know, you killed my son, you know, and it's just like, oh, Pamela, you never, that, like, the fact that Pamela even has to act, she has to kind of force the tears out of her with Sebastian, like Sebastian's death. It's just crazy to me that she doesn't mourn Sebastian like a mother, you know what I mean? Because when she asks Pamela about, you know, lottery, and then she says that my son's voice was faked on that tape, she really just once again shows that she really only cares about her power and not looking corrupt in front of the people. I'm like, wow, she cares about that more than her son actually being dead. That's just crazy. Let's see.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like the reason Sebastian probably was the way he was, you know, it was probably because when he was a child, she wasn't a very good mother to him, you know.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all like I think like 90% of politicians are, you know, bad parents, but yeah. But like, yeah, it's okay, let's see. Yeah, Joshua, 2020 was it was 2 years ago, man. Like, it was 2 years ago. Like, it just was. Maybe a little less, maybe like a year and like 11 months, but that's still 2 years ago. Walker Dead says, what are your final predictions for the final 2 episodes of Walking Dead TV series main show? I feel like we're going to get maybe one big death per se. I feel like the characters are going to lead a herd into the Commonwealth. I think Pamela is going to die by a Walker Lance. I think she's going to see Walker Lance. Yeah, he's going to kill her. So and then I think the characters are going to fight in the Commonwealth. Ezekiel's going to give some speech. He's going to become the new leader, this and that. And then somehow I could see Judith telling Daryl that, you know, her mother went this place, and then Daryl goes on his bike or whatever, and then the show kind of just ends with the characters like needed to go rebuild, their communities and stuff. But I don't know. I don't see the time skip. I don't see the comic ending happening really at all, I should say. I just don't. Okay, so here we have, next scene is we have Negan and the Warden, scene, and oh my goodness. I didn't think this guy was CRM, but I thought of, maybe he knows about the CRM or something. I thought maybe that could be a case, but I don't think it's very likely, unfortunately. And
by the way, I just have to say that I like the Negan and Ezekiel scene in episode 21, but seriously, why is it taking this long for those two to have a scene?
yeah, that is true. It kind of took forever for those two characters to finally have a scene. But so yeah, Ezekiel is kind of like, he just mentions to Negan how they're not friends. They're only doing this for this and that to help their people. And I did like how Negan is just like, you know what, Ezekiel? It doesn't matter what you think. I'm going to be a father, whether you like it or not. That part is really true because, the thing about Negan is it doesn't matter what a person deserves, doesn't deserve. What happens in the zombie apocalypse, it's going to happen. It's one of those things where it's it's very interesting because both Ezekiel and Negan are failed leaders. Ezekiel waited too long to go to war and got cocky, whereas Negan, he didn't have enough push with the all-out war. He was too reserved and, during the war. You know what I mean? And because of that, both their communities fell, obviously in different ways. And I just feel like that's kind of interesting, that's kind of cool. Because Negan and Ezekiel, like I said, they both failed. One had a family and lost it. The other did not have a family and he's getting one, or he has one. So it's just kind of cool how it's a reversal. And I did like Jeffrey Dean Morgan's lines where he's like, I bet you can find the traitor. And Negan's like, I bet I can't. I don't know. It's just, that's funny. Jeffrey Dean Morgan just does the scenes so well. So I did like that scene. And then another good scene I liked is Daryl and Connie. So they go in the sewers, and we don't really get a call back. I don't know. I feel like there's a slight missed opportunity. They don't really address that this is the same sewer Carl was in, when he got bit and stuff. I just feel like, I feel like you could have had a scene where Daryl stops, he looks on the ground, and then it just shows the scene where Carl, back from season 8, and then Connie is just taps him on the shoulder and she says in sign language, are you okay? And then you could just have a line with Daryl saying, one of my friends died here, or something like that. A long time ago, I feel like that would have been really, I feel like that would have been a punch in the gut, for us fans. And, me personally, I would have done that, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you still can't deny that killing Carl was a huge mistake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But obviously the show has to continue. The guy with the blonde hair gets killed by Daryl. Oh, you mean the Warden? Yes and no. Technically it was Rosita that did it. He does get injured by Daryl. He gets stabbed in the throat, but he doesn't die immediately. Rosita's just like, hey, where's my daughter? And she just sicks a zombie on him. And then so in a way, yeah, Daryl stabbed him, but I kind of feel like that kill goes to Rosita. I really like the scene where Negan stood up for himself.
I didn't like that character anyways. But especially in episode 21 when he was like whatever your names are, you don't have any names anymore. That guy, I didn't like him.
Yeah, he's not very. He was a short villain. Didn't really feel like he had much of a personality, but that's fine. Even though the zombie eating his face was cool, I guess, I still feel like it would have been so awesome to have a scene where you have Negan bashing his head in with a skull. His skull with a rock. And then you just have a scene where maybe Rosita just flashes back to Abraham or something. You just show Negan bashing his head in front of everyone. Even Annie. I don't know. I just feel like that would have been kind of cool. But what they did was still okay. Let's see, blonde hair. Oh, hey, Henry. Glad you can make it. I really like the scene where Negan stood up for himself after Ezekiel told him, "You don't deserve to be a father." Yeah, because it's like, dude, it doesn't matter if I deserve it or not. It's happening. Like, okay, like, it's like, deal with it, Ezekiel. I'm gonna be a dad. Like, you can't stop it. Jealousy. That's jealousy in a way with Ezekiel. Maggie failed as a leader as well, considering she abandoned her own people for Georgie. Yeah, and then she let Georgie leave, and never went after her either. So yeah. Oh yeah, so with this episode, we get a cool scene with Maggie and Carol. And she mentions how she thinks it's unfair that she brought Herschel into this world. And there was this cool line where Maggie was like, I want to do better. Like, I want to be better. And I feel like you could have had just this quick line from her, and the scene would have been so perfect. You just have Maggie giving out this line of, I'm a horrible mother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine Maggie, Lauren Cohan's amazing acting. Imagine she just says the words, I'm a horrible mother. Like, you know what I mean? Because then she then explains it. She could then say, I put Herschel through so much because I wanted to stay away from this place, from him. I stayed away from all of you, and I made things worse for both of us because I was selfish. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would have been so, like I said, just the chef's kiss, like just amazing scene, like even more amazing than it already was. You know what I mean? Like, it just would have been. I just feel like it would have been like perfection. But it was still good. I just think that would have made it absolute perfection.
Well, that's one thing I find ironic about in the comics. Like, I find it ironic how in the comics, like how in the end, Glenn technically became like a Sebastian. I don't know why. I find that ironic in the comics.
Yeah, the thing is that Maggie. In the comics, Maggie becomes a bad mother too. Like, that's the thing. It's like, this is what's crazy. In both the comics and the show, they kind of show Maggie as a bad mother, but in different versions, which is just crazy. You know what I mean? You think, like, you think when Glenn was alive, you think Maggie would have been an amazing mother, but it's like, wow, you kind of realize in both versions, she kind of failed as a mother.
But like, my opinion, like, Maggie in the show, she is a better mother than Pamela.
Yeah, I agree. It's just that, well, her son's alive, so yeah. Hey Josh, welcome back. I'm back. I really thought Annie was dead for sure when the warden brought her up to be executed. Yeah, I thought they were gonna do that, Henry. But they didn't. And I'm guessing, like I said before, I think Angela King is just too scared to kill off characters, even Annie. Do you have a high or low expectations for the last 2 episodes? Great question, Joshua. I'm gonna put it low. Okay, well, next episode, somewhat high. Like, you know what I mean? Like, medium-ish, because we're gonna get a lot of action, it looks like. So that part, I'm kind of high with. As far as, like, the story and, like, leading and payoffs, I don't know, kind of lowish. But as far as action, I think we're gonna get a good amount of action. How come, and like, as far as deaths, like, I have low expectations. How come Rosita and Negan don't have a scene together? Yeah, I know, Walker Dead. I kind of feel like we could have a scene with those 2 characters. I feel like that would be cool. Where Rosita's just like, you killed 2 of my boyfriends, like, Henry says the warden was a short villain, kind of like Toby, Lance's CIA guy. Yeah, I know. That was fine, perfectly fine. I just think that Negan killing him would have been better. Would have been amazing. Joshua Bryan, that would make him old Negan. He doesn't want that to happen. He's trying to be good. Well, yeah, I understand, Joshua, but Negan literally took a rock and was about to bash in his head. You know what I mean? So that's already in him. That's what he was doing in that scene. But Rosita stopped him. You know what I mean? Rosita was like, Negan, wait. Joshua says Maggie is not a horrible mother. She's a great mother to her child. Well, Joshua, she tries to be, but here's the thing, Joshua. We've seen in the comics how she's kind of a bad mother. And in the show, she has made really bad decisions when it came to Herschel. Like in raising him and, you know, where he's lived, like she has not made good decisions with that. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like, in a way, you know, Maggie in the show is not that good of a mother. Like, she loves her son. You know, she loves her son more than Pamela loved Sebastian. I'm just saying that she has put through Herschel through a lot, though. You know what I mean? In his life. You know what I mean? He sees people getting bashed in the head or eaten or whatever, and he's just calm. Like, that's not good. That's not healthy. You know what I mean? Henry says, in all honesty, I'm kind of glad Annie lived. It'd be cool if Negan would be dad. I don't think they will kill her off now. They had the chance to kill her, you know? Yeah, I agree. It's past, it's over. They're not going to kill her now. Henry, that scene in the promo where Daryl is using his gun and shooting, do you think he's killing Pamela? I think he's shooting at Pamela, Henry. I don't think he's killing her. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that if they don't kill Annie, like, what's gonna happen to her? Because she's not in Dead City.
Yeah, like I said, I just feel like you're gonna have Negan and Maggie just saying goodbye to their family and just going on the journey. I just feel like that's gonna happen. Walker Dead says, Maggie, in my honest opinion, is a terrible mother. Maggie was a worse mother than Lori. TV show. Ooh, I don't know about worse than Lori, but yeah, like Maggie in the show, Maggie, here's the thing. She's a struggling mother. She's trying, but I don't think she's per se a good mother. But to be fair, the zombie apocalypse is a messed up world. So it's kind of understandable that she's kind of failed as a mother, you know, in a way. Joshua says, no, it's probably a Commonwealth soldiers. Henry, probably a Commonwealth soldiers. Yeah, he's probably shooting at Commonwealth soldiers. But I think he's shooting at Pamela in a way, but he's gonna miss or something. If I was a writer for episode 23, Aaron, Rosita, and Pamela would be dead. LOL. Awesome, man. I would love to be a writer too. Rosita, I disagree with. I would kill off Gabriel or something, but like, because I would save Rosita for the CRM, like the fight against the CRM. But Aaron, definitely. Pamela, absolutely. Or imprison her. Yeah, I would kill a lot of characters off. Okay, hold on, Henry. I'm not gonna lie, Pamela has been a really cool villain theme song. Yeah, she has a cool villain theme song. As far as being a villain, though, Lance was better. If I was writing Walking Dead season 11/22, I would have killed off Lydia, Father Gabriel, and Aaron. I think besides Lydia, Walker Dead, I would have kept her alive. But because we need a Whisperer character. But as far as Gabriel and Aaron, like, yeah. Joshua says, if Maggie never came back in season 10, would you have been disappointed and upset? Yeah, absolutely, Joshua. I would have been disappointed because I'm like, well, where's Maggie? What happened to her? Why Gabriel? Okay, that would have been a perfect chance to kill Annie, though. Negan was on his knees begging like Glenn was, but I'm glad they didn't because I love Negan. Yeah, they're not killing Annie, because he should be dead at this point. He should have died back in 1016. Yeah, like, here's the thing. I like Gabriel's character. I really do. But they don't really have any story left for him. Joshua says, would you kill off Connie? Oh, no way, Joshua. I am a hardcore Donnie shipper. Even this episode with Daryl and Connie, I love the two of them together. Like, they just work so well.
Yeah, Connie and Daryl, it's amazing, but still, it is kind of unrealistic that Magna's whole group is still intact at this point.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Someone from Magna's group should have been dead a long time ago. Yeah, so we get Yumiko talking to Mercer, and, you know, she's just like, I'm kind of confused how Max can't enter the police station, but Yumiko can. That part's a little confusing, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, so Daryl and Connie, you know, in the sewer. Okay, yeah, so then we get Eugene talking to the court, and I did like the scene too. I liked how Josh McDermott did a great job as Eugene. He was just like, you know, I was lying since the very first day. You know, I only survived because I lied, I cheated, I did things, and others died for me. And then he's like, you know, I even joined a group that was not good, and I wasn't the one swinging the bat, but I have blood on my hands. Like, yeah, like Sasha, like, because like Eugene is literally the direct reason Sasha is dead, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's and Eugene is a great character. Like, he has grown so much as a character, and he's just talking about how things can change in life by one person, and all this stuff. And I remember after he made a speech, and so the judge says Eugene is found guilty, but you hear the people saying no and this and that. This part is weird to me. I want to hear your guys' opinion on it. So in court, the jury is supposed to say, we find the defendant guilty or innocent. You know what I mean? But they didn't do that in this episode. Instead, the judge said the Commonwealth finds Eugene Porter guilty. You know what I mean? So that part confused me, unless that person who said that was in the jury, but I don't know, because like I said, the jury was for Eugene, but the judge wasn't, and Pamela was smiling. Did she bribe the judge, like, or the jury, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, like, okay, I'm confused there, a little bit of a head scratcher, but Eugene being found guilty, that's fine, it makes sense in the story. I just think that I'm just a little bit confused, like, okay, was the judge bribed or something, like, or threatened by Pamela? I just need a little bit of a explanation, a small explanation. Okay, Henry says Lydia is definitely surviving. Elijah could also die because a shot of him about to be eaten in a trailer. You know the scene I'm talking about? Yeah, I do, Henry. I think Elijah could die, but I've been saying that for a while, so I think he might survive. Walker.
Well, I mean, you said that same thing for Scott. And look what happened.
Oh yeah, I stopped saying Scott is going to die a long time. Like, oh my goodness, like, it's just crazy to me. It has been almost 24. We have not seen him since season 10, episode 16, which, oh my goodness, that was like 34 episodes ago, I think. That's like 2 seasons. Oh my goodness, it's just crazy. But I mean, even though it's not confirmed, I believe Scott and Virgil were killed in this episode off screen, because you see blood. And this is something, if you guys didn't notice, there was blood on the windmill. So somebody was executed, and I'm like, you know what? My headcanon says it was Scott and Virgil. I'm just gonna believe that. But yeah, we have. Oh yeah, so this is a cool twist. I like how everyone was brought, and they see the guy saying there's a traitor, and we caught him, and you think it's Ezekiel, but then it turns out Negan confessed to being the traitor, and he's okay with dying. Annie is trying to stop him, but she gets held back. And then you have, them line her up too. And you have the soldier from earlier who's just really kind of struggling with this. Like, he doesn't really want to shoot Negan, and especially Annie. It's just he's not really comfortable with it. And you have this was a cool shot though. You did have, a bunch of the prisoners standing in front of Negan and Annie, and they're kind of like, hey, you kill them, you kill us, kind of thing. I did like that. I just, but obviously one thing is, we know Negan's not gonna die, you know what I mean? Cause like, the spin-off and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I liked it. We got Magna, Kelly, Princess, Jerry's wife, Nabila, Tyler Davis. He shouldn't have been there. Like I said, he should have been traded to the CRM, and you could have had a different character, in his spot. But basically, like, I did like what the scene was trying to portray, overall. And when he says to kill them all, the soldiers don't really fire. They don't really fire at first, and you have a soldier turning his gun on the leader. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ezekiel even makes that speech about this, the world is broken, but we don't have to be. And, yeah.
I definitely get what you're saying, though, how some soldiers in 11C, they've been portraying as, like, just evil, and then some soldiers, they've been portraying as not evil,
Yeah, I do like how they're kind of fleshing out the soldiers, where it's like, no, like, not all of them. Yeah, that was kind of a problem in 11B. Like, they were making a lot of the soldiers, like, just following Lance, like, brain-dead idiots or something. But in this, they actually have morals and stuff. And I did like that, you know what I mean? you know, I did like that. Like, cause I'm like, okay, no, realistically, some of the soldiers would have a problem with what's going on. Like, some soldiers would not just follow an order as easy as another soldier. Like, everyone is different, you know? So I did like that, you know? I did like that. Fine. That was good. Let's see, 2 episodes is, Walker Dead says there's no way that Connie is gonna follow Daryl all the way to Europe. Totally agree. Henry says, I'm glad Mercer is finally switching sides. It was taking so long to the point. I thought it would change the story and make him loyal to Pamela and a villain. I didn't think that, Henry. I just thought they were taking their sweet time. And they really did take their sweet time. It's funny because in the comics, Mercer is like the one pushing for the rebellion, and he even tells Rick, like, join us. And Rick is like, whoa, hold your horses there, man. I don't want to do that. But in the show, it's just different, and I'm okay with that, but still, I think that's, I don't know. I hope they do a good job with the rebellion because I'm still so confused. Like, where are they? And here's another thing, though. We still have not seen Greensville. I really hope there's a scene where, you know, Mercer is like, oh, yeah, I'm calling some friends from the other branches of the Commonwealth to help us. Like, that would be a cool scene. I hope they do that. You know what I mean? Because like, Mercer should have friends in the Commonwealth. You know, guys loyal to him. And yeah, does the Commonwealth judicial system not have a jury? LOL. Yeah, that part I'm a little bit unsure of, Henry. I thought that's tricky because there were people behind Eugene, and I heard someone say the Commonwealth finds Eugene Porter guilty. So I'm like, okay, who said that? Was it the judge or was it the jury? Because I didn't see, you know, like, it didn't really show. Because, yeah, I'm like, where's the jury? Yeah, that part's a little bit weird. Joshua says, why does everyone find season 10 average mess season? Well, Joshua, one of the reasons is because season 10 has that really... season 10 has 2 really bad bottle episodes with Michonne and Alpha. It's got very... Not very, actually. It's got, like, no deaths, minus Sadiq. And it's... The finale is good, but 11C really... 10C really hurts season 10. You know what I mean? Like, season 10 was, like, decent. Like good, you know? But 11C just makes it a bad season. Like, because that's how bad the episodes were. Henry says, Mercer said the last line right in front of the Commonwealth soldiers, so they side against Pamela, too. Yeah, exactly, Henry. Those guys are with Mercer. It makes sense. It's about time. I hope they flesh out these guys, their personalities and stuff, but I don't think the show's going to do that.
One thing I will say is Carol this season has definitely been improved, and, you know, Carol in season 11 is definitely better than season 10.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. So is Princess. I really like what they did with Princess in season 11. That was good. Let me see. I gotta read the rest. In my opinion, Lydia's pointless TV show. That's the point of Lydia without Carl or Henry. Doesn't get me started on Lydia and Elijah. Yeah, I don't like the relationship either, Walker Dead. I just think it's kind of weird. I guess you were wrong about Tyler Davis. LOL. Yeah, I was, Henry. But to be fair, you can't blame me. I mean, The Walking Dead literally, like, established that they give people to the CRM. And Pamela said to remove Tyler from the Commonwealth. And we know Lance gives people to the CRM. And I'm just thinking, like, and also, nobody has seen Tyler Davis in months. Even Mercer doesn't know. Even Mercer. So I'm just thinking, like, well, CRM then. And because Mercer knows that Princess is here in this work camp. And I'm just like, wait, how does he not know that Tyler was there? You know what I mean? It's just a head scratcher. Brian, Scott, Virgil are not dead. Wiki pages for the characters doesn't say that. Does it say they're alive, Joshua? Here's the thing, though. There was blood. Yeah, I know what you mean, Joshua. I'm just saying in my head canon they're dead because Virgil and Scott, they have been missing for like... Scott has been missing for like 2 seasons, and Virgil has been missing for like 1 whole season. So, yeah, I mean, it's just... yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking they're dead. Henry says, so if Tyler Davis was at the labor camp, does that mean we're all wrong about the Commonwealth knowing CRM? No, we're not wrong, Henry, because Scott Gimple confirmed that... I mean, he confirmed that that they know of each other. Like, I think he said that. Like, and he's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? But they're still missing though. Yeah, that's true. I like Show Mercer more than Comic Mercer. Yeah, I do too. I do too. The actor, man, Michael James Shaw, I think, he's great. Walker Dead Phoenix, in my honest opinion, Comic Mercer is way better. I don't know. I think they're both really good, but like visually, like I really like Show Mercer as far as visually, because the actor. Besides Gabriel, sorry, Epic, I'm just trying to get caught up. Besides Aaron and Gabriel,
I just want to say that I disagree with Walker Dead. I think Show Mercer is better.
Let's see. In my honest opinion, Mercer more than Comic Mercer. Okay, yeah. In my honest opinion, Comic Mercer is way better. Okay, yeah. Besides Aaron and Gabriel episode, and the Negan episode, 10C sucked. Fun fact, Henry, I didn't like Gabriel and Aaron's episode either. I hated that episode. The actors did a great job, but I still hated that episode. Joshua says, Brian, are you attracted to the Walking Dead male characters too? No, I am not attracted to any of the Walking Dead male characters. Thank you for your question, Joshua, but that is a big no. Henry says, Lydia and Elijah have zero chemistry. Well, okay, so now they kind of have some chemistry, because as far as they did show them, like, building the relationship, like, but before, yeah, they had no chemistry. It was like, oh yeah, Lydia likes him, Elijah likes her. It's like, what? When did this happen? Like, when did they even meet? So it was kind of like, yeah, it was kind of weird. So that list that Tyler's name on it, was that just a list of people to send to the concentration camp? Well, that's not really what it is. It's more of a labor camp, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess so, Henry, and we still don't know who gave that list, but yeah, it turns out Tyler was not sent to the CRM. It was just, they take people and just make them work on the railroad, and I'm like, that's super underwhelming. I'm like, ugh. Henry says Gabriel and Rosita have more chemistry. They kind of do, Henry, but just as friends. Like, Gabriel and Rosita is still a bad relationship. It was so bad, Pamela broke it off screen. Do you like comic Pamela? I think she's a better person, but as far as who's more interesting, I think Shell Pamela is a little bit more interesting. Because I kind of don't really know what she's doing. I mean, my opinion still stands. Oh, hey, Chosen, thanks for coming. Do you have any questions? Feel free to ask. Like I said, thanks for coming. And yet they broke off screen? Absolutely. What score would you give the episode? I would say 7 out of 10. I would say 7 out of 10. I like the ending. Oh yeah, we'll get to the ending. When Mercer says we are going to fudge some, sheet up. Like like bed sheets. You guys know what he said, but yeah, oh my goodness, that was such an awesome line. I'm like, yes. And then the episode just ended, and I'm like, no. I'm like, it was getting so good. Like, like it was building up. The episode was like building up, and I'm like, oh, darn it. The thing about this episode though is there's like no action. You know what I mean? Because I thought we were gonna see them take back Alexandria, but Maggie and Carol only kill one Commonwealth soldier, and the soldiers kind of surrender. You know what I mean? So it's like there wasn't much action. I'm still fine with it, but I kind of feel like we could have gotten some action. But yeah, I just really thought we were gonna get action. But it looks like we're gonna get action next episode, so I'm okay with that, I guess. Walker Lance is going to show up definitely in 23. Yeah, I think we're going to see Walker Lance show up. I think Lance is going to come back as a zombie and kill Pamela. What if Rosita and Mercer date? I don't know, Joshua. I'm not really... He's dating Princess, so it's not going to work. Henry says, I don't know, they're going to be able to push so much material in these last 2 episodes, bro. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know how they're going to set up the spin-offs, introduce that Rick is alive, CRM, resolve all these plot lines and problems with the show. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. Rosita is a BA. I totally agree, Joshua. She is.
I'm hoping that, Daryl goes back to the Commonwealth and, like, frees Dog,
Yeah, I hope so too, but I feel like that's not going to happen because here's the thing though too. There's no Judith and RJ in this episode. So my guess is that Daryl's going to look for them next episode. You know what I mean? Like he's going to try to get them back. I feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to hate this. I feel like what's going to happen is we're going to get Daryl finding Judith and all that, and then we're just gonna see Dog all of a sudden in a random scene. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, Walker Dead.
I swear, if they do that, that'd be the most lazy freaking thing I've ever seen, dude.
I mean, we'll see. If Dog is in a kennel and Daryl like breaks the cage, and then he just like Dog starts hugging him and it's like, I will eat my words. But like I said, I feel like they're gonna deal with the Commonwealth, the zombies, the soldiers, Pamela, and then all of a sudden we're gonna get a scene where Daryl's on his bike, and then there's just Dog with Connie, and then he just pets Dog and says bye to Connie. I just feel like that might happen, but we shall see. So yeah, hey Walker Dead, hope you're feeling better. You know, and thanks for coming.
I mean, I'm feeling a little better, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's yeah, there's 2 episodes of the show left, and I mean, I agree with what you said, Brian. That there's some characters missing, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, what are they trying to say? Like, this is my question, and I don't know if any of you guys would agree, but I'm like, what are they trying to say? That some of them got kidnapped by the CRM? That's one question, but here's the other question. That's sort of like a plot hole. I'm like, okay, Luke and Jules survived the whole massacre at Oceanside off camera, right? But their reasoning for surviving, that's a plot hole. And in my opinion, it doesn't make all that much sense because Oceanside in the show is not all that big of a community. And I'm like, the fact that Luke has been gone for so long, and the fact that Magna or Kelly has not even mentioned Luke at all, I'm like, what? That makes no sense.
Yeah, he wasn't even mentioned. It's not just like, oh, Luke is just. It's not just something they had to work a way around the actor. Like, they didn't even talk about the character. Just like Sydney. Luke mentions Rachel at Oceanside, but he doesn't mention Sydney. And I'm like, it's like the show forgot she existed. Like, the characters literally did. And here's the thing, though. This part confuses me a little bit. I don't know if you can simplify this. If someone has an explanation, please tell me. Because Luke said these guys in white suits came and took over Oceanside. And Rachel said to go get the others and this and that. But this part doesn't make any sense because Luke should know about the Commonwealth because Pamela came with Lance in episode 12 to Oceanside. You know, she met with Rachel and them, and they talked. So Luke did not know about Oceanside. But with Commonwealth, he didn't know. Like, I'm just like, wait, what? Like, and then also, it's clearly shown that the Commonwealth take Oceanside by surprise. But then, like, you know, in 11B, the cliffhanger. But then it's just like, oh no, Rachel knew Commonwealth was coming, and she told Luke and Jules to get out. Just them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that part also is a little bit of a head scratcher for me. Like, I don't really understand. Oh, hey, Mass Ninja. Thanks for coming, man.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of Commonwealth in the show.
I like the idea though. I like what they were doing with the whole, you know, the corruption and this and that, and you know, sending certain people to CRM. I was all good with that. But then the show was like, oh no, it's not CRM. It's just working on a railroad, and I'm like, that's kind of lame. Hold on, guys. Let me read the chat. Pamela doesn't know Lance is dead. Did she not send Commonwealth soldiers to look for him and kill him or capture him? I think that's a good question, Henry. My guess is that I feel like she did at first, but now I just feel like she stopped. And also Commonwealth soldiers are incompetent, so yeah, I mean, yeah. So like I said, Mass Ninja, thank you so much for coming. I've seen you a lot, and like, I feel honored you came to my stream, man, because, yeah, man. Who do you think will play Major General Beale? My ideal casting is Dominic Purcell, who plays Lincoln Burrows in Prison Break. Let me look him up, Mass Ninja. Let me look him up real quick.
I know who he's talking about. That he's a good actor. He played a villain in this other show called Legends. I know who he's talking about.
Let's see. He's about 50 years old, like 52. But oh my goodness, yeah, he definitely looks like he could be Mason's father. And yeah, dude, this guy is built. Okay, this guy looks like a tank. Perfect casting, honestly. This is great casting. I hope he is Major General Beale. That would be awesome. He just looks perfect for the role. And he's not too famous, right? He's like notable, but not super famous, you know?
He's known for Prison Break, and he's known for Legends. But I mean, if AMC was to get him on for the Rashon show for like 6 episodes, maybe, I do believe that would get some people noticing him. Like, oh snap, it's the guy that played Lincoln in Prison Break. It's this actor, you know?
Yeah, so he's fantastic. He looks like he would play a terrible father, a heartless military general who just only cares about power or control, and that is ferocious. Now, this actor, he looks like he's got charisma. He looks like he can lead the CRM. Perfect. This is perfect casting, in my opinion. I don't think anyone should play General Beale except this guy. Yeah, 100%. He's our number one, I think.
So this Major General Beale guy, is he supposed to be like pure evil?
Yes, considering the fact that he ordered the deaths of 100,000 innocent people, just for power, so that he could maintain power, of the Civic Republic with the military. Yeah, he is 100% evil. Joshua says, "Can you believe it's been 12 years since The Walking Dead started?" Yeah, that's crazy. 12 years. That is half my life, pretty much. Henry says, will the fighting and action spill over to 24, or will 24 just be an epilogue? Great question, Henry. I think a little bit of action will spill into 24. Just a little bit. Like 10, 20 minutes or so, because, yeah, episode 24 is going to be a long one. Henry says, also, that's a huge complaint for me. Luke didn't say if Oceanside lived or died. He just said the Commonwealth took over. Like, yeah, we already knew that. Tell us something we don't know. Yeah, I agree, Henry. We still didn't really learn Oceanside's true fate. Like we have to see it, you know. I'm almost certain that the show is going to end without showing us what happened to Virgil. LOL. Yeah, he should have died back in the Haunted Mansion. He should have died back then. Joshua says, do you watch the questions and actors video with Josh McDermott and Laura Cohen? I don't think I do, Joshua. I don't have time. You're welcome, Mass Ninja. If you have any more great questions or comments, like, please ask me, because, yeah, that was a great
one. Again, that's what I don't understand. Like, why at the end of episode 16, like, you show us, you know, like, Lance, you know, like, about to do something bad to Oceanside. And then AMC, they don't give us they don't give us a payoff. They don't show us what happened. I don't get it.
Yeah, because the thing about The Walking Dead and what AMC does a lot, awesome ideas, awesome setup, but no payoff. That's kind of how it feels like with The Walking Dead normally. They just did it for that cliffhanger to make us come back, and it's like, yeah. We should have seen it coming. We should have seen it coming. It was just like a season 6 finale cliffhanger again. It's like they did it again, man. Do you see Judith as a BA fighter in this season? Yes or no? In 11A, yes. 11B and C, no. Not really. Henry says, I hope General Beale is a colorful and charismatic character like Negan or Lance. I absolutely agree, Henry. If they get that actor, if they get Dominic to play him, he's definitely going to. I mean, seriously, like, that is, like, perfect casting. Oh, my goodness. Like Andrew Lincoln as Rick. I mean, seriously, you cannot do better than this. I either want Walker Lance to kill Pamela or Mercer kill Pamela. I think it's going to be Lance. Because this way the survivors are not to blame, per se. Lance would have been smart or ran off. so we could see him in spin-offs. Yeah, I agree. He should have been smart. He knows about the CRM. He could have just went off. Joshua says we don't need payoff for Oceanside. Well, I just feel like, well, Joshua, I respect your opinion. In my personal opinion, I just feel like that cliffhanger, you kind of have to resolve it. And I feel like the show didn't resolve it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Joshua says, what happened to Gracie? Is she not in this episode? She got kidnapped with Judith and RJ. So I think they're at the Commonwealth. Yeah, so let's see. How much longer are we going with the stream? Yeah, half an hour.
And speaking of Judith, like, I know this might be weird, but I actually don't want her to reunite with Rick. Because, I mean, like, Judith in 11C, or season 11, she's already looking so much older, and by the time she reunites with Rick, she's gonna, yeah.
I mean, unless it's a final episode of season 1 of the Rochon show, like if she reunites with Rick in episode 6, then it can kind of work. They seriously got to use some de-aging CGI on Kaylee Fleming because, yeah, the actress is looking too old. Like, Judith is still supposed to be basically 10 years old, and, you know, like, she's like 15. She's like almost an adult now. Like, it's a big problem, yeah. Yeah, Joshua asks, oh yeah, he asked why not Epic. Oh yeah, Joshua, he was just mentioning how just Judith visually just is kind of looking too old now. I don't know. But I do want Judith to reunite with Rick. It's just that they gotta have that make sense. Cause she's getting too old. Henry says maybe Lance didn't know CRM. Think about this, the survivors hate him and Pamela turned on him. If he knew about CRM, he could have just contacted them and told them to wipe out everyone, including Pamela. LOL. Yeah, that's true, Henry, but here's the thing. Like I said, Pamela or Lance, at least, they have to know about the CRM because, one, Gimple confirmed it. He said that the Commonwealth know about the CRM, and two, the Commonwealth has gasoline, and we know they have to set up the Rochon show. It's a little, I don't know, I would find it unbelievable that they don't know about each other. You know what I mean? Like, big communities. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they knew about, like, Campus Colony only had 10,000 people, and they had an alliance with the CRM. And the Commonwealth was supposed to have 50,000. So it's like, okay, like, yeah. Kaylee looks like she's 12, not too old, she's barely aged. But she's getting taller, though, Chosen. Like, that's a good point. But she's definitely getting taller and stuff. Like, I mean, like, you just said it. Like, she looks like she's 12-ish, but the character is still supposed to kind of be a 10-year-old, you know? So, like, if you look at season 9 Judith and season 11 Judith, it's like, whoa. Like, it's a big difference, kind of. Like, okay, not as big as Carl's, but it's like, it is noticeable, you know? Yeah.
Real quick, Brian, like, not to put you off, I wanted to bring this up real quick. Imagine, I mean, I don't know how would you guys feel about this, but if AMC was to ever do a season 2 of Tales, and if Gimple is like, oh, you have to wait until season 2 of Tales of the Walking Dead to find out about what happened to Oceanside, what would your reaction be?
Well, one is, first off, I would be horrified that Tales is getting a season 2, but as far as, first off, I would just burst out laughing because it's like, if the show ends and no Oceanside, I'm going to be mad, obviously, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to be like, oh, you didn't address the cliffhanger, but I'll accept it. I'll be like, you know what? Fine. It's over. But doing 1 of 6 episodes, like, showing what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what can you show with Oceanside? I don't know. That's going to be so funny. Oh, my goodness. If I didn't know her age, I think she's 10 to 13 years old. The only difference is that her hair grew out. Yeah, I guess that's true, Joshua. I find it hard to believe that General Beale is higher up than Pamela, since when is military above politicians? It's usually the other way around, you know. Oh, well, Henry, have you seen World Beyond? Because in World Beyond, the military they're higher than the politicians because there's this 10-year contract they have where the military has like 90% of the power or whatever. It has like 60% or whatever, 60, 90%, whatever. It's not really clear, but basically they have this deal where the CRM protects, humanity for 10 years and then it's over. Then the politicians have all the power again, kind of thing. But yeah, it's kind of why General Beale did what he did, But yeah, with the Civic Republic, with the CRM, the military is higher than politicians. In our life, yes, politicians are higher than military, but with CRM, it's reversed. Chosen says 12 is not much of a difference from 10. She's taller, I will admit. Yeah, exactly, Chosen. She's taller, and that taller just kind of makes her look even older to me. We need a Lance episode in Tales. I don't know. I don't know. We need a Rachel episode in Tales. Oh my goodness. A Rachel episode in Oceanside. Oh my goodness, that would be so funny. Guys, should we just consider Sydney dead? Like, what do you guys think we should do with Sydney in the Walking Dead universe? Do you think we should just consider her dead?
Well, to me, she is dead.
I mean, in my honest opinion, Cindy in AMC's Walking Dead TV show universe / franchise, in my opinion, it could be either one of. I mean, in my honest opinion, it could possibly be either one or two things. One, she's dead. She died off camera somehow. And then there's option number two, that being somehow she got kidnapped by the CRM and nobody's talking about it. It could be either one of those two things, because at this point, like I said before, who knows at this point? I'm being serious when I mention this right now. If you go on the Walking Dead wiki, you would actually see, and I kid you not, you would actually see that her fate's unknown. Straight up.
Yeah.
Well, it's just to me, she is dead, because, we're never going to see her again.
True. That's why I was bringing up the possibility of those two things.
Yeah, so someone asked me about, okay, so Joshua, about Strand, I would never, first off, I don't even watch Tales, but with Strand, I wouldn't even watch an episode with him because I hate Strand with a passion after season 7 and 6. Like, I hate Strand from Fear the Walking Dead. He's a terrible character. The actor is great, Coleman Domingue, what was his name? It was something like that. But he's a great actor. It's just a character I hate. And as far as like Heath and the spin-offs, like I said, as a Walker, because Heath was traded into the CRM as a test subject by Jadis. They never confirmed it, but like I said, I do have proof by Jadis's comments in World Beyond. If you didn't see, yeah. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'll let the chat go up, and Walker Dead, you can talk with Epic, but I'm just gonna mute it because I have to do something for a little bit. And fun fact: the stream's gonna go on for another 25 minutes, and then I have to end it. Just to let you guys know.
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys.
You're welcome. So what's up, man?
I'm good.
That's good. But I listen to those who believe she's dead at this point. I don't want to blame any of you. It's just, like I mentioned before, this is the final season of the show ever, and it's not like they're going to bring back any missing characters. I'm sure they brought back Luke and Jules, but in terms of missing characters, that's pretty much all we're going to get, because, again, we know nothing in regards to Scott. We know nothing in regards to Virgil. And I'm like, what? And again, this leads into my question before. What? Were they kidnapped by the CRM? I'm like, what are they trying to say? Did they somehow get, kidnapped? I'm like, what are they trying to say?
Well, the reason I say that Cindy is dead is because, like I said, we're never going to see her again.
Yeah. That's a waste. I'm sorry. That's a waste of a character, and that's a waste of an actress. The actress that played Cindy in the show, that's a good actress right there. And the fact that they did nothing with the character of Cindy, I'm like, really? You could have had her play a big role in the New Beginning arc, maybe have her die during the Pikes or during the Whisper War. But in terms of her character in the show, they didn't really do much with her character.
Well, to me, it just really shows just how fucking careless AMC, Gimple, Kang, these showrunners really are. It just shows that they do not care about the actors. They don't care about the fans. They just don't care. It just really shows how careless they are and just how fucking lazy. And yeah, they just do not fucking care, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
shows.
yeah, like I mentioned before, if you're not going to do anything with characters like Scott or Cindy, for example, right? If you're not going to do anything with those characters, right? Just kill them off.
I definitely agree, but like I said, AMC, Gimple, AMC, Gimple, Kang, okay, at this point, they're just so fucking lazy and careless that they just don't care to do that, you know? Hello? You there? Hello? Walker dead.
Hey, my bad. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Now, you were trying to say something?
No, I was just saying AMC at this point are
Go on.
no, I was just saying I'm just saying it really shows that AMC at this point just don't fucking care, you know? They don't care about the actors. Okay, they don't care about their characters. You know, like the fact that they'd wasted so many actors, and you know, like it just shows that they don't care about the actors whatsoever. They were like, oh, you know, like they just treat the actors as, you know, disposable. Like, you know, like AMC were like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. You know, who cares about your characters? They can go die off. Like that's just how AMC are, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's unfortunate, but it's whatever at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Because, again, the show's ending, and if AMC are not going to care, then that's on them.
Hey guys, I'm back. Let me just read this chat real quick. And Henry says, if they can't get these small characters to show up, why don't they just write some throwaway lines? They say that they're dead so we can get closure, you know? Yeah, I don't know, Henry. It's just kind of weird how, yeah, like a lot of characters like Virgil, Scott, like Sydney, and, you know, Luke has been gone for like 2 years, and it's just, I don't know. My guess is that they think it would be cheap to say, oh yeah, they died off screen. But, you know, I don't know, like, but it's also cheap to like never address what happened to that character's fate. Like, that's pretty cheap too. I think Cole Domingo is my favorite actor. He's a really good actor, but his character sucks. Joshua says Sydney's probably alive in the woods. Oh yeah, where is Shira, fake Stephanie? Yeah, that's a good question. We don't know. We don't know where Shira is. She has to appear. This is another character that, like, yeah, it's kind of been missing for a while. Yeah, she's been missing since episode 18. Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
So if Strand were to die in season 8 of Fear, you wouldn't care?
I would. I would watch it. Just the scene, just to be like, suck it, Strand. You deserve it. Like, after all the horrible things you've done, the people you've murdered, backstabbed, like, you know what I mean? Because I'll just be like, oh, like, this was a long time coming. Like, you getting this death. You know what I mean?
I mean, then again, I'm guessing if, like, most of the cast in Fear were to die in season 8, you wouldn't care either.
It's season 8. Yeah, the Fear cast can all die pretty much. Minus the baby Dwight and Sherry, I guess. Morgan, I don't care about. Like, he's dead to me. Don't know if she's still alive. Yeah, I think she is, Joshua. It's just that the show, once again, it's like they're saving characters. Henry says Gimple at least had the most to kill big characters, Yeah, he did, Henry. Here's the thing, though. Gimple killed characters too big and too often. And Angela Kang doesn't do enough. Like season 4, he killed off Herschel, you know what I mean? And it's like, that was killed Herschel, Martinez, the governor. Those were 3 pretty decent character deaths. Season 5, he killed Bob, Beth, Tyrese, Noah. You know what I mean? Like, those are some big deaths too. Season 6, in a way, Abraham, and, was there anyone else?
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse, so like, not as much, but like, decent. And then season 7, oh my goodness. Abraham, Glenn, Olivia.
Sasha.
Sasha.
Well, Sasha doesn't count. She's not all that big of a character. She isn't a major character.
She was around since season 3, so that was decent.
I still don't count that, in my opinion. I don't count that.
Yeah, but I would say still, in a way, she was kind of a big death. Like, she was around for 4 seasons, so like, yeah, but like, I don't know. In my opinion,
Spencer and Olivia too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then season 8, Morales, you know what I mean?
Carl.
Carl. Some people from Alexandria, and it was like, that was a good amount of deaths. And then season 9, Angela Kang kind of just doesn't really kill off anyone except like Henry. Here's the thing, I feel like Enid and Sadiq were like the biggest deaths she did, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys. Joshua's right. I don't know if you guys were cursing or something before. But yeah, just please remember, no cursing on my stream. If you did, and because like I don't like it, and some other people don't like it. So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, like the only death in season 5 that I was against, because I was a big fan of that character, was Beth. Like, I hated the fact that she died. Like, I was so like upset. And, like, me personally, Beth should have lived longer. She should have made season 6.
Oh yeah, I agree. Beth and Noah's death, like, I really did not like those deaths in season 5, because with Beth, it doesn't make sense at all for the character or the story per se. Like, she knows Maggie and Glenn are alive. Why would she do that? That's shock value. It's so dumb. And for Noah's death, it makes Beth's death pointless. And I kind of feel like, I'm just going to tell you guys, I kind of feel like it was a little bit racist, because they already, that was like the third, black, notable, black character from the group in that season. I kind of felt like, okay, like, that was like a bit much, like, I don't know, in my honest opinion. His death.
Listen, that's gonna be off. Look on the bright side, guys. Maggie in my Walking Dead reboot series, she's not going to be the leader of Hilltop in my version. So don't get excited for that, because as we know, Maggie. As we know in the show, Maggie being the leader of Hilltop in the show, it didn't really matter at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, okay, so like, here's the thing. In season 7 and 8, it kind of mattered. Season 9 a little bit, but yeah.
But season 11, no.
Yeah, season 10 and 11, Maggie being leader did not matter at all. Okay, yeah. So,
again, if it didn't matter, then what was the whole point? Again, if it wasn't going to matter in season 9 or in season 11, then it didn't matter in season 11 anyway, because she was never the leader anymore. But again, if it wasn't going to matter in season 9, then what was the whole point of Maggie becoming the leader of Hilltop in the show? Again, what was the whole point of Maggie becoming the leader of Hilltop in the show if it wasn't going to matter towards the end of the show?
Well, I feel like...
I'm guessing Gimple, he was trying to follow the comics a little bit. Yeah.
But, however, there's no epic. There's no denying the fact that at the end of the day, during season 9, it didn't. Her being the leader of Hilltop, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
There's no denying that, because she still left. Maggie still left the show.
I know. I'm just saying he was trying to follow the comics. That's all.
Yeah.
but he was not following. Again, was Gimple? If Gimple was really following the comics, would he have killed off Carl in season 8? No, right?
Okay, guys.
If Gimple was following the comics, would he have killed off Olivia? If Gimple was following the comics, again, if he was following the comics, wouldn't he have not killed off all these characters that were supposed to make it to All Out War? Like, for example, Richard, Olivia, characters like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Hold on, guys. I gotta read the chat. I'm kind of falling behind. Henry says, I don't watch Fear, but what kind of character Strand is? He probably will die, right? Well, that's what should happen, Henry. But here's the thing, though. Just like Angela Kang, the writers in Fear are scared of killing off characters. But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. The Walking Dead has great characters, but Angela Kang is just too scared to kill off any of them. But Fear has terrible characters, and Ian and Andy don't kill off anyone. That is the funny thing about it. You think Strand would die after he betrayed the group twice. He betrayed the Fear group twice. He tried to kill them. He kidnapped some of them. He put them against each other. He killed innocent people. And
he got people killed.
He got people killed, and he just gets to live. It's just like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about Fear, especially season 7, yes, I agree, he should have died, but at the same time, you know, like you had you had Alicia literally somehow magically go into the tower without suffocating, find Strand, and then magically get. Oh God.
Yeah, nothing in Fear was realistic in that scene. Dwight is really likable. He should have stayed on the main show. He should have, Henry. But there was that whole lawsuit with the stunt double for Mark. That whole lawsuit where the stunt double died, and you know all that stuff. It just was too much or something. And I don't know. AMC made him go into Fear. I think. Like, I don't know what happened. That whole scandal thing was just so weird. Chosen says never liked Dwight on the show. Liked him more in Fear 6 and 7. I don't know, Chosen. That's tough because I just kind of feel like he's kind of a pacifist in those shows. Henry says only Carl and Simon died in season 8. Yes, thank you. Simon too. Well, I mean, Morales was a season 1 character, so he was kind of a big-ish death in a way. Ian, you know what I'm trying to say?
He was a season 1 character done dirty.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah, he was a season 1 character done dirty. I even said this a few months back. I'm like, okay, you bring back Morales, right? If you're gonna bring him back, have him do something with the character. Don't have the character appear for like 2 episodes and then boom, the character dies. No. If you're gonna bring back a character from season 1, you have to do something with the character. I even said this a few months back. Like imagine Morales is having a scene with Negan to where Morales is looking at Negan and Morales in his mind he's like looking at Negan like, yeah, you're the guy that killed Glenn. Just imagine that. That's something we could have gotten in the show. But again, another missed opportunity just out the window.
Yep. All right, let's hold on, guys. I really need to read the chat. Sorry about that. I forgot about Tara dying. Yeah, that was a good death from Angela Kang. I admit, that was a good death. But the thing is though, we have so many characters. And Angela Kang, she really should have killed off more. Season 8. What about Francine and Tobin? Well, yeah, I kind of mentioned them too, Joshua. I said Alexandrians, and I'm like, okay, they weren't big deaths, but they did die, and I'm kind of glad they did, because it makes the war feel kind of real. But here's the thing, though. Nobody from Magna's group is dead, still. Nobody from, like, our group has... Here's the thing, though. In the Walking Dead main show, nobody has died from our main group since, like, season 10. And it's been, like, 30 episodes... 20... No, it's been, like, almost 30 episodes since then. So, yeah, it's kind of like, what, Tyrese's death was cool. Sorry, Epic. I can't answer questions. I have to read the chat. Just keep it until I finish. Tyrese's death was cool, but he probably could have lasted a bit longer. I didn't care when Tyrese died. I didn't care when he died. I was fine with it. Noah wasn't really a prominent character, Brian. Well, here's the thing, though. He was an important character that season, and it's like this. Imagine if Sadiq died in season 8. That's what it would have been like. It's like, wait a minute, Beth died for Noah, Carl died for Sadiq, and it's like you just kill that character off in the same season. So it kind of makes it a big-ish death. Henry says, "Oh, I forgot. Gregory also died in season 9. Yeah, that was a good death. Not big, but like moderate." Joshua says Maggie wanted to lead Hilltop so she could protect people and her friends. Herschel and Beth will be proud of her. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Joshua.
I
but
doubt that. I doubt that.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, Joshua. To me, it just seems like Maggie was just running from her ghost, running from her demons with Negan, and she took her son Herschel into the unknown, and they dealt with traumatic experiences, and they dealt with she lost Georgie. Here's the thing, though, Maggie failed the community she was with in Georgie's. She failed Meridian and her people. And she failed the Hilltop in them. So Maggie has been a part of 3 communities, a prominent figure in 3 communities, and they have all fallen. And to me, that just tells me that Maggie's kind of, she fails. She really fails a lot. And I just kind of think that she needs to address this. And I feel like that would just help her character. Maggie's a strong character, but she has messed up a lot. You know what I mean?
Again, not to cut you off, Brian. Again, the things you just mentioned, it's a perfect example, right, as to why I don't really want Maggie as the leader of Hilltop in my Walking Dead reboot series. Because, like you just said, Maggie failed to not just the Meridian, but she also failed Hilltop. And I'm like, yeah, in the show she did, and I'm like, in my opinion, I'm like, well, then what was the whole point of Maggie being the leader of Hilltop in the show if she just abandons her people a few seasons later? And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, if she's gonna grab her son and go God knows where with her son that's like a baby, then what was the whole point of Maggie becoming the leader of Hilltop? What was the whole point of that?
Well, Walker Dead, you know that Gimple could not predict. You know that he couldn't think ahead of time that Lauren Cohan will want to be paid about the same.
I understand, Brian. I understand that, but there's no denying the fact that Angela King still had the character of Maggie leave off camera. There's no denying that, and there's no denying the fact that Maggie becoming the leader of Hilltop in the show, at the end of the day, was still pointless because remember, Maggie still. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, Maggie still abandoned Hilltop. She still abandoned everybody at Hilltop. She still put her son in jeopardy. There's no denying any of that.
Yeah, everyone from Hilltop dead. All those people.
And on top of that, she never even got to say goodbye to Jesus, to Enid, to Tara. She never got to say goodbye to those characters, even back when they were alive. She never got to say goodbye to them. Imagine how they must have felt. Like, damn, this girl just took off without saying goodbye. Like, damn.
Yeah. Okay, so Joshua says Elise Strand didn't let Alicia get shot by Wes and his own men. Yeah, that's true, Joshua, but the thing is that what Strand did was still unforgivable. Like, you kind of can't really redeem him. And to Morgan and the other characters too, like to Charlie and them, they should not forgive him. Like Daniel should kill Strand. He betrayed them again and tried to kill them multiple times. It's just like, I feel like the characters should not have forgiven him. Do you think they will ever kill off Morgan in one of the spin-offs? I hope so, Henry. Morgan is not a character who should live past the Walking Dead franchise, like survive all the way through. He just, I think, in my personal opinion, should die. We did lose Alden. That's true, Henry, but I didn't see him as a big character. Did you care when Aiden from Alexandria died? I didn't. here's the thing. I kind of felt bad. I didn't feel bad when he died. I just felt bad because I'm like, why didn't nobody shoot him in the head? Like, right before the zombies came to eat him. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, that was stupid. Where's Shira, fake Stephanie? I think she's somewhere around, and we're going to see her in episode 23. Joshua says she got away from Pamela. Yeah. Henry says, you know what character they should have kept around, the savior from season 7 and 8, named Gavin. Yeah, I think it would have been cool if he was around. Chosen says, wish we got more about Georgie and all that stuff. I do too, Chosen. I think it would have been cool if, like, we find out that, like, Georgie is part of this community that knows about the CRM. They're not with the CRM, but, you know what I mean? They're kind of like Indira and their people that trade with them. I feel like that would have been cool. Joshua says, imagine, and I just thought of that in 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Joshua says, imagine a Tales Walking Dead Beatrice episode. She's dead, Joshua. She's dead. She's dead. Henry says, it's Maggie's fault that Rick disappeared, by the way. 100% her fault, Actually, Henry, I think it's 50. Actually, this is tough because it's Jadis's fault, it's Daryl's fault, and it's her fault. It's really hard. It's like 33%. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Henry says, do you think we will get big character deaths in spinoffs? Like, would they kill off Daryl at the end of his spinoff or Negan? Hopefully not. I don't think so, Henry. I don't think The Walking Dead has the guts to kill off the main characters in the spinoffs. Because from what we've seen in The Walking Dead main show, it's like, they're not even killing Scott, and characters not going to be in the spinoff. Like, so yeah. Henry says, will we see brand new characters that will be in big characters in... Will we see brand new characters that will be big characters in spinoffs? Yes, Henry, we will. We're going to get some villains and stuff. So, yeah, we're going to see some big characters in the spinoffs with Maggie and Negan. But they're going to be more minor than them. Yeah, guys. So a couple more minutes, and I'm going to end the stream. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you guys have not gotten the chance yet to check it out, Season 4, Episode 2 of my Extinction series, The Walking Dead Extinction, it's premiering this Wednesday. So, if you guys, love The Walking Dead, it actually takes place in the Walking Dead television universe. And if you guys have not checked it out yet, please check it out. Because, yeah, like I said, Season 4 is going to be, all the first 8 episodes are going to be coming out before the year is over, like back to back, week to week. So, yeah, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So, yeah, like I said, guys, a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Yep.
Real quick, Brian, I wanted to ask you: do you agree with what I just said, that Maggie being the leader of the Hilltop in the show at the end of the day sort of became pointless no matter what? I do agree.
I mean, it wasn't pointless when they were doing it in seasons 7 and 8, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, because if I was Gimple, I would have wrote it the same way. Like, yeah, Maggie becomes leader of Hilltop. I would have done it the exact same, okay, not the exact same way, but a very similar way. I would have done it like that because I would have been like, okay, I love the comic, so that's what we're going with a few remixes here and there, obviously. But as far as overall, yes, I mean, like Endgame. Maggie being leader of Hilltop was kind of pointless because she's not going to be leader of Commonwealth, and she's just going to go with Negan. Like, to me, that tells me that, like, yeah, Maggie is not going to be a leader anymore. Like, it's over. Like, kind of thing. And, I think in the long run, yeah, her being the leader, like, it's more pointless than I think Ezekiel, because, like, it looks like Ezekiel's going to be the leader of the Commonwealth, but it looks like Maggie is never, ever going to be a leader ever again for anything. And,
Good.
yeah. Let's see. Imagine if they had the guns in the wall, to the wall in episode 23, if they unintentionally barely did any deaths. Yes! If they don't do any deaths past 5 episodes just to kill off 4 or 5 characters in one swoop. That would be crazy, Henry, but I don't think they're going to do that. But it's possible. If they do that, I will eat my words. If they do 5 character deaths in episode 23, I will be blown away. You guys will hear me screaming like, oh my gosh, The Walking Dead changed. Like, crazy. This is crazy. Joshua says Strand only did those bad things because of all the evil stuff Jenny did to the group. Well, Joshua, that's not fair, because Jenny did not really do evil stuff to the group per se. Strand made his own choices. What he did was unforgivable. He has no excuse. Henry says,
Like, for example, did Strand really have to throw Will off the roof, off of his tower? No. He
and
didn't
Charlie's
have to do
boyfriend
that.
and all those innocent people. No, no.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, he did any, like, but, yeah, he still, like, he threw Will off the roof, off of his tower just because he had feelings for Alicia.
Yeah.
And not to cut anybody off, but let's not forget that Strand is somewhat of a I don't want to say the word, somewhat of
Strand's gay. At least he was.
So Strand is that kind of a character, like you just said, Bri. However, you're telling me that he somehow has feelings for Alicia. So what are they trying to say? Strand is no longer gay, that he's bi now for Alicia? I don't know. That's a little weird.
I mean, to be fair, I said it before. Alicia is so hot; she can make anyone, like
True,
change their sexuality for her.
Not to cut you off, I'm not disagreeing with you in that regard, Bri. I'm just saying, I'm like Strand. If you're G for dudes, then why are you just magically simping for Alicia? I'm like, what?
Well, you have to remember we're dealing with Ian and Andy here.
True, but I'm just trying to point out the obvious. That's a little too far. Like, what?
Not to mention so much
like
older than her.
Said, this is Ian and Andy, the two morons, two idiots who can't write for crap.
Not to mention Alicia is like so much younger than him. It's very gross. Yeah. Okay, let's read the chat. Oh yeah, so you say, is Morgan nuts in fear, hallucinating, saying clear stuff on stuff, clear all the time? No. So what I meant by that, he's worse. Morgan is now a pacifist in Fear the Walking Dead. He doesn't even kill people who deserve it. Morgan literally said to Strand, if you are hurting our people, if you are doing what I think you are, which Strand was, he said, I'm gonna do to you what you try to do back to me in that sub, except I'm not gonna miss. And what happens? Nothing. Morgan doesn't fulfill his promise to kill Strand. It's an empty threat. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Strand, you can't simp for Alicia. She's Madison's daughter and your friend. Yeah, that's what I said too, Joshua. But the way they wrote it is like Strand literally said, I killed Will because he told me he loved you. That is not a father-daughter relationship thing. It doesn't fit to me. You know what I mean? Like, Strand murdered Will, an innocent guy, because he found out he loved Alicia. If Strand sees Alicia as a daughter figure, why flat out kill him right then and there? That doesn't work unless he loves Alicia romantically. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just making sense of their horrible writing.
Because it's Ian and Andy.
Yeah, they suck. Strand is bisexual, right? He likes both. Apparently, Henry, remember the whole no characters deaths might not be a problem in spin-offs because they will have different showrunners, Yeah,
I mean, like I mentioned before, that's good nobody off. Like I mentioned before, I don't have an issue with Strand being bi or gay. I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm like, okay, if he's bi for Alicia, why is this coming out now? Like, how come this? I'm like, okay, he's bi for Alicia, and I'm like, okay, why is this being explored now in season 7? Meanwhile, then they did. Listen, that didn't happen in season 6. There was nothing in Fear season 6 that hinted at the fact that Strand was bi for Alicia. There was nothing there.
Nope. Or even Daniel's amnesia. There was nothing there, and now there is. Like, the writers clearly just pull things out of their pocket. Yeah, guys. So about the characters dying in spin-offs. Here's the thing. It's possible that characters will die in spin-offs. But I don't see Negan dying. I don't see Maggie dying. I don't see Daryl dying. I don't see those characters dying. Joshua says,
Well, like the reason I don't see Daryl dying is because at the end of the day, I just don't see AMC killing their cash cow.
Yeah. Yeah, so Joshua, like I said in there, if Dead City is like amazing, if it has CRM and stuff, World Beyond characters, if it has amazing acting, budget, all this stuff, I think I'll check it out. But if it doesn't, if it's just Maggie and Negan, new characters, and they're just arguing with each other, then I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, guys. So I'm going to leave now. I'm going to cut the stream here. So Epic and Walker Dead, if you guys have a last minute question you want to ask me, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a last minute question for you, Brian. My last minute question is, I'm like, okay. Well, yes, we know the Walking Dead TV show is ending, but my last minute question is, if I'm like, okay, if someone does die towards the end of the Rick Michonne spinoff, who do you think it should be and why?
Good question. Who should die in the Michonne show?
Yeah,
I feel like they should have all the characters from all the shows in the Michonne show. You know what I mean? Like the defeat the CRM and all that. You know what I mean? So I feel like, okay, so like Morgan, definitely. You know what? Morgan, maybe Michonne. Yeah, I would say keep Rick and Daryl alive. I'm gonna say that. But kill Morgan, maybe Michonne. You kill off all the pointless characters. You kill off a bunch of Magna's group. I'm talking about Magna, Kelly, Luke dies.
Connie.
No, I'll keep Connie. At least that's my personal opinion. But yeah, you have like most of the mains surviving, but you have a few mains dying. Like maybe Carol dies, maybe Michonne dies, Father Gabriel dies, Eugene maybe, you know what I mean? Like, but like most like, but yeah, like Rick, Daryl survived, the kids survive. World Fear characters, they can all die pretty much except Dwight. World Beyond characters, I'm not sure of. But yeah, like that's basically my prediction. It's like you have all the shows, all the characters from all the shows in it, and you do a lot of minor character deaths and moderate character deaths, like, and then big character deaths. Like I'm talking about like Gabriel, Michonne, maybe Carol, and you keep Daryl and Rick, you know, kind of thing. You keep Judith, you keep RJ. Yeah. So yeah. And Epic, your question?
So to you, your opinion, like, so to you, your opinion, you think all the Fear characters should get wiped out?
Almost all of them. Not Dwight. I feel like Austin Emilio is just too good like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he should live. But in terms of, yeah, Fear is just so pointless. No, Alicia. Alicia was like the one character in Fear. I'm like, yes, she should meet Rick. She should meet the CRM. She should be in that storyline. But now she's not in the show anymore. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Forget everyone else. Like, just forget them. Like I said, I hate the characters in Fear. They're just so bad. Imagine if General Beale kills Rick. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh yeah, Sherry. Yeah, Sherry's decent.
Listen, if you don't like Morgan anymore in Fear, I can't really blame you, because I will admit Morgan. I'm sorry, Ian and Andy, they destroyed Morgan's character. You know, like Morgan's character in Fear is just god freaking awful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want Morgan to reunite with Rick. I don't want him to survive the final battle. I don't want him to survive that, because I feel like you don't deserve to, Morgan. You are a terrible character. Morgan has failed his friends. He's abandoned people multiple times. He's you know what I mean? Like he's just failed. He's failed everyone in the groups and stuff. He's a terrible leader, terrible boyfriend. You know, to Grace, like, you know, just terrible friend to Alicia and some of the others, because he just, like I said, he just flat out leaves. He just lets people live who are trying to kill him. He's just, I can't stand him anymore. Yeah, I agree, Henry. He's just, Morgan's terrible now, and it sucks.
Oh, well, I forgot to mention, but I just remembered this now. Remember back in Fear Season 4, Episode 1, where this one guy was trying to kill Morgan, and instead of Morgan letting the guy die, guess what he does? Full-fledged pacifist mode. He saves the guy, and what does the guy do? Attack Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan's an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and yeah, another reason why I think Morgan is a terrible character is like season 7 finale when he gets jumped by those by the guys from Padre, and like they're about to bury him alive. Madison comes, kills all the guys, and then she runs off with the baby, and Morgan is just sitting there in that hole doing nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Just terrible. Is Daniel Salazar dead or alive? He's alive. Should Madison live? Yes or no? I don't care, honestly, Joshua. I don't care. I loved Alicia. She should have. Madison's so bad in the season 7 finale. It's like, Madison, you should have stayed dead. That's how much they ruined her in one episode. So I think that answers your question. Like, yeah, Fear. Oh my goodness, the writers are just horrible. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it right now. I'm ending the stream. Okay, yeah, Epic. Last thing, very last thing, and then I'm leaving. Go ahead.
But like, how did it make you feel when like Morgan was sitting there in that hole, and then Madison just runs off the baby, and he's still sitting there, I
didn't see that scene.
And then after Madison already sold the baby, that's when Morgan comes and like threatens Matt.
I didn't see that scene, Epic, but yeah, it sounds awful. Guys. Joshua, Henry, thank you guys so much for coming. Chosen, Walker Dead, Epic, thank you guys so much. This stream was a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next week for episode 23. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you forgot to thank. Yeah, not to cut you off. You forgot to thank Ninja and Henry.
Oh yeah,
and Joshua.
Well, no, I thank Joshua and Henry, but yeah, Mass Ninja. Yeah, thanks again for coming. But yeah, guys, I gotta go now. I have a lot to do. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys probably for Extinction this Wednesday, and then I'll see you guys on Monday next week for episode 23. So yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your night, and yeah, take care. Bye.
You too. Peace.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care.